WEED.TO podcast.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast following cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from thought leaders and experts. This month's podcast is brought to you by our exclusive content partner, CLS Holdings US Incorporated, trading on the OTCQB as CLSH, a diversified cannabis company operating as Cannabis Life Sciences and an integrated cannabis producer and retailer in Nevada through its Oasis Cannabis subsidiaries with plans to expand into other states. Today we'll be looking at announcements from Valens Growworks Corporation, trading on the CSE as VGW and the OTC as NYSE, Body and Mind Incorporated, trading on the CSE as BAMM and the OTC as BAMM.C, Canopy Growth Corporation, trading on the TSX as WEED and the New York Stock Exchange as CGC, and Liberty Leaf Holdings Limited, trading on the CSE as LIB and the OTCQB as LIB.C. First, looking at Valens Growworks Corporation, a licensed vertically integrated provider of cannabis products and services focused on various proprietary extraction methodologies, distillation, cannabinoid isolation, and purification, as well as associated quality testing, announced that it's established an expanded research collaboration agreement with Thermo Fisher Scientific. As part of the collaboration, Valens will utilize Thermo Fisher's instruments and consumables to develop and validate analytical methods for the study of cannabis. The finding of this collaboration will be co-promoted through application notes, publication of peer-reviewed articles, conference presentations, and webinars. We're excited to expand our partnership with Thermo Fisher Scientific and capitalize upon our mutual interests to strengthen industry testing standards and increase patient safety, says Tyler Robson, CEO of Valens Growworks. This research collaboration showcases the level of expertise our scientific personnel and their drive to lead the industry in the analysis of cannabis. Our ISO 17025 accredited laboratory, combined with the resources and scientific experience available through Thermo Fisher, puts us in a great position to execute on our initiatives in the analytical testing space. Next, looking at Body and Mind Incorporated as well as Australis Capital Incorporated, trading on the CSE as AUSA, who announced an investment by Body and Mind into Greenlight District Holdings Incorporated by way of a $5.2 million U.S. senior secured convertible note at a rate equal to 20% per annum. The note is convertible into 89.75% of the shares of GDLH at an option of the company. In addition, Body and Mind has an agreement to issue an additional consideration to David Barakat, totaling $6.29 million payable in shares of Body and Mind at a price of 74 cents Canadian upon meeting certain milestones. The price was calculated using a 5-day volume-weighted average price as of November 28th. Body and Mind's investment in GDLH was funded in part by the $4 million secured loan from Australis. GDLH is the owner of a well-known ShowGrow dispensary brand and owner of the ShowGrow Long Beach dispensary, 43% of the equity interest and 60% of the voting rights in the ShowGrow San Diego dispensary, as well as 30% equity interest in ShowGrow Las Vegas and 100% ownership of the popular ShowGrow app. The dispensaries are in various stages of licensing. Long Beach has a medical license, San Diego has a conditional use permit, and Las Vegas has a recreational license. GDLH focuses on building dispensaries in high-volume locations and will continue to work toward receiving its recreational status at both Long Beach and San Diego. ShowGrow San Diego still requires build-out and is not yet open for business. Leonard Clough, Body and Mind's CEO, commented, "Our gratitude goes to the team at Australis, who worked tirelessly in assisting us in getting this deal completed with a 1-week period. Australis not only provided Body and Mind with a secured credit facility, but also agreed to exercise approximately $3.2 million warrants to allow us to maintain a responsible debt-to-equity ratio. This is demonstrating of how Australis and Body and Mind relationship benefits both of our shareholders. Secondly, I'm happy to welcome David to our team and believe that this opportunity is multidimensional as it provides us benefit to almost all the business segments." Next, looking at Canopy Growth Corporation and MediPharm Labs Incorporated, a specialized cannabis extraction business licensed under the Cannabis Act, and a wholly owned subsidiary of MediPharm Labs, trading on the TSX Venture under the symbol LABS, have entered into a strategic supply agreement started November 29th. Under the 18-month agreement, MediPharm will supply up to 900 kilograms of cannabis extract for sale to Canopy Growth and its subsidiaries. Canopy Growth has committed to purchasing a minimum of 450 kilograms with an option to purchase an additional 450 kilograms. As the industry matures, we are seeing exciting businesses like MediPharm establish specialized skill sets that will drive the industry forward. Extraction is now and will continue to be an opportunity to develop expertise in IP, said Bruce Linton, Chairman and Co-CEO of Canopy Growth. We continue to develop our capacity in this area and are pleased to work with MediPharm, a leading team that has demonstrated it shares this vision. Lastly, looking at Liberty Leaf Holdings Limited, who announced that its subsidiary Just Kush Enterprises Limited submitted its affirmation of readiness evidence package to Health Canada on November 29th. This submission is the final stage in Just Kush's strategy and efforts to obtain regulatory approval for cannabis licensing, which has included the build-out and upgrading of its facility and compliance with all of Health Canada's cannabis licensing requirements. The AOR submission was orchestrated and shepherded by Cannabis Compliance Incorporated, a respected firm that has proven track record for success in this area. Completion of the AOR involved certifying the readiness of the facility itself and producing an attestation video and comprehensive report with evidence supporting the company's adherence to Health Canada's standards and requirements for cannabis licensing. We're extremely gratified that we have reached the culmination of all of our planning and efforts to effect the AOR submission, said Will Raskin, President and CEO of Liberty Leaf. Special thanks goes out to the hard work by the Just Kush team. Our confidence level in the success of this submission, as well as the expertise of CCI as part of the team, is exceptionally high. This podcast is in partnership with feature sponsor CLS Holdings US Incorporated, trading on the OTCQB as CLSH. More info and details can be found at our disclaimer and disclosure page at InvestorIdeas.com. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated CM certification. InvestorIdeas.com podcasts are also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and TuneIn. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor of this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded that all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. Investor Ideas does not condone the use of cannabis except where permissible by law. Our site does not possess, distribute, or sell cannabis products.